Hi everyone. So I just wanted to make a quick video about where we're at in the science fair stuff because I think it's overwhelming to have such a long project. So I just want to make sure that you understand what we're doing long term. So, um, okay, cool. So this week, as in Friday, we're going to each individually go over the research that we've already done. And that means kind of pulling together all the sources that we have and then pulling out the most important pieces of information that we've researched so that we know what we have. And then the next step from there is to figure out what research you're going to do in the future. So whatever is still missing from your research or more questions that you have, that kind of thing. So that's what we're doing this week. And then next week, the research groups will just keep doing the researching. And that'll happen for a few more weeks after this. And then the experimenters will need to start planning the actual experiments next week and make sure that we have all the materials we need. So those of you who are planning an experiment, just know that that is coming. We just had to start with the research. I think a few groups are doing action like projects. So for you all, I'll meet with you individually to figure out what that looks like for you. Okay, and then in the far future, so this is many weeks from now, or a couple of months from now, then we'll start making our poster or presentation. So all of these steps are just leading up to us making sure that we have a really thorough grasp of the information that we're working on. All right, so that's what's coming up. And I actually wanted to show you what you are doing this week. So I'm going to give you a little preview of that. This is still the same for everybody. Either next week or the following week, we'll start doing different things per group, depending on what your type of project is. But this week, we're still doing the same thing. Okay, so it starts with the same questions that we've been doing, just talking about remembering what your question is, doing the roles things. And then it's going to ask you to find your previous research document, which has your research notes. So this is now from 2 weeks ago. So you're going to have to dig back a little bit, but you should be able to search in your drive for Thursday 114 classwork. And I have an example pulled up here, which was done amazingly. So I just wanted to show you all. This is Anisha and Nala's, and they just did a really good job getting their sources cited and also taking really, really good notes on those sources. So we'll use theirs to kind of pull from. Okay, so you just have to pull that up. Both people in your group, if you are working with a partner, both of you should have it. And then you're going to start by just copy and pasting your citations. So I would go, if I were Nala or Anisha, I would go here, and I'm going to copy this is one of their sources. I'm going to put it there. Oops, it shouldn't have done that. Reformat. Okay, cool. And again, down here, and they're two people, right? So they have 4 sources. So they would do all of them. I'll just show you these so we can keep moving on. But make sure you have all your sources listed. And then copy and paste your most relevant and important research here. Make sure these bullet points are in your own words. So you might notice that I capitalized and bolded that. That's because it's super important at this point. If you have not already done that, you should have done it in the last one also. It should all be in your own words. This is really, really important. I just had an advisee who failed a class last quarter because of an accidental plagiarizing thing. You really don't want to do any of this plagiarism because that will negatively affect your grade and has bigger implications also. So make sure everything's in your own words always. And you're just going to copy and paste that here. So that doesn't mean you copy and paste everything. You're actually going through and you're picking out what's the most interesting stuff, what's the most relevant to your question. So Anisha and Nala's question is about how the marine biome has evolved. So I'm going to look through their notes and just start pulling a couple of things. Plankton builds up and evolves over the time period 200 million years ago. That's cool. Okay, that's definitely relevant. It's talking about, plankton are in the marine biome. That's very relevant. I'm going to put that here. Okay, and it might get a little bit messed up format-wise. I'm going to make bullet points here just to make that easy. Groups of species often change size an anatomy of changes in their food web. That seems relevant too. The amounts of room unoccupied for reef environments is possible in sea level. Fossil records can provide evidence of evolution. That one's definitely relevant, so I'm going to pull that. Okay, and you're also, you're the one who knows your research the best, so pull out the stuff that's most interesting and relevant to you, okay? And that's just going to take a little while to compile all that, but you don't have to do any fresh writing here, just copy and paste as long as that other stuff was already in your own words. All right, and then the last thing, looking through your research above, what is missing? Write a few questions here that you still need to answer through further research. Okay, so if I were Nala and Anisha, maybe I'd want to learn, obviously I haven't read through all of their notes at this point, so they might already have the answers to this, but I might want to learn something specific about, I don't know, a particular marine creature that's evolved and that we have a fossil record for. So I know something about sharks having evolved, so maybe I'll write the question, how have sharks evolved over time and what caused them to evolve in these ways? Let's see, another thing that I might want to know, what do scientists think climate change will do to the marine environment? Okay, so these are all up to you, right? This is about what you want to research further that you think will make your project more interesting. So think carefully about this because this is what will guide your future research. Okay, so that's what you'll be doing in class on Friday. When you finish this video, go ahead and fill out the brief form about this video. All right, I'll see you in class.